Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 replay cast. Today we have got ourselves another bot match and two bots that I don't think I've cast before. In the bottom left we have got ANIbot. Annie, is that you? And in the top right hand side of the map we have got the bot. I've actually cast him in the past, not on the channel, but it's Ketroc bot, and he is a guy who's submitted a few replays. He's seems to be very active in the bot community, and he has probably created one of the most infamous bots, in my opinion. Ketroc bot, known for being a bigger turtle than the man himself, which is quite an achievement. So we've got ourselves the TVT on Eternal Empire. This might be awful because it is Ketroc bot. Jokes aside, Ketroc bot really is an amazing bot. Whether it's amazing to commentate or what, that's up for debate. But yeah, we'll see how ANIbot is gonna handle the Ketroc bot. Interesting openings from these bots, I find. A lot of the bots don't open up with like the standard sort of opening. For example, we just saw ANIbot go for a command center first, and notably in the chat it said it was choosing air superiority, whereas Ketroc bot also going gasless, and then just getting up a second depot right away. Now Ketroc bot going for a marine. Of course, you can't make anything else while you've got no gas. And I wonder if Ketroc bot is going to be doing that sort of early PF strategy that we've seen from it in the past. That was the last time I commentated it. Ketroc bot really likes to turtle early on to stay safe. He's seemed to have programmed some nice walling behavior, whether this is like a map-specific thing, which he manually sets up. I'm unsure, but this setup is definitely there to be able to prevent Reapers and stuff from jumping up as easily. Yeah. Anyway, command center's on the way for both of these bots, and ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button while this game is getting started. Let's pull up the APM. Seeing as how these bots are actually cruising at a very modest low APM, we can either go for 37 likes or for 78. That's the goal. If we can do that, it would truly be amazing. We see ANIbot starting to drop some meals. This should turn into an orbital command. Saves up the minerals to do that, and then has that on the way. Ketroc bot has already finished up an eBay, so I think we will be seeing that planetary fortress at the natural strategy, which is a staple for all good turtles. Now, yeah, we'll see how this game's gonna go from here. I think it is just so interesting. Like, I haven't really thought too much about it or looked at the behavior for these bots, but like, just looking at ANIbot, when it decides to make, or I guess when it's programmed to make that orbital command, or that command center into an orbital. Like, you program it that it just, when it hits 150 minerals, that it turns the command center into an orbital command, or do you basically just program it that it doesn't produce anything else till it can start that orbital? It really is something that's interesting, I think. Now, we have got ourselves what's probably going to be a mass air versus mass air battle, seeing as how ANIbot, let me just make sure we have the music, by the way. Seeing as how ANIbot is actually choosing the air superiority strategy, I've got no doubt in my mind that Ketroc will be doing something similar. Ketroc bot, that is. Although this could very well be the actual Ketroc. We'd never know the difference. We've got a command center on the way for Ketroc. So actually starting up a third and fourth command center. Holy moly. That is some economic greed right there. Going up to 4 command centers right away. Confident that his planetary fortress will keep him safe at his natural, so he can just throw out PFs in his main. And this is actually something that I was wondering about. Like, I think just naturally from the design, a bot that's designed to turtle up like Ketroc bot is going to be incredibly difficult to basically just have your bot go up again. Like, an average bot programmed, I don't think is going to have a good shot against Ketroc bot. Of course, the programmers might have to think like, okay, I'm up against Ketroc bot, so I need to program something to snipe it. Need to program a response to it, because this bot does not play anything that resembles most normal games of StarCraft 2. And so I think it is really cool to see how Ketroc has just had an approach in mind as far as how to make a bot, and then it has just developed one. It is interesting to see how it's only mining 2 SCVs in the gas, by the way. I wonder why that is. 2 SCVs in each gas. Maybe that's to, like, stagnate the gas mining or something like that. But generally you do want as much gas as possible. I don't know. Maybe when these command centers get more saturated, the bot will throw extra SCVs into the gas. I really don't know. Now we've got a Banshee with Cloak on the way for Ketroc bot, all the while ANIbot is also getting up its own starport, so it's going to be the massed air versus the massed air play. Ketroc bot has got a very, very reasonably timed third base, probably going to be a PF if I imagine. And then we see Banshees are on the way for Ketroc with the speed too, so gonna be a lot of Banshees, just Banshee bots it seems, as ANIbot getting up a couple of tech labs, making its own Banshee here. This game could actually just be like mass Banshee Viking against mass Banshee Viking, so I'm really curious how this one's gonna play out. Okay, that base is going to be a planetary fortress for Ketroc. I wouldn't be surprised if Ketroc doesn't build any actual orbital commands on location and just keep throwing up command centers in its main base. A fusion core and an armory is on the way for ANIbot. And yeah, this is just a very, very passive match so far. There hasn't been a single unit that has died so far yet, right? No, 25 minerals has been lost, which I guess is something being cancelled, I want to say. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Now, we see the Marines on patrol for ANIbot, I guess just marking this location down. This is actually pretty interesting. Like, what would, maybe this is just a programmed response to a Banshee or something being seen? We see a Banshee now coming in for Ketroc, and then we see Ketroc says, "Wake up our Viking pilots, enemy flyer is detected." I can't see those, time to get up my detection. And meanwhile, ANIbot has got the program chat response to that, so that's pretty cool. The Cloaked Banshee for Ketroc is being bogged up by these Marines, but then we actually see ANIbot moving out. Yeah, interesting behavior from these bots. The Banshee for ANIbot has got free reign until Ketroc gets us some of these turrets, gets us some of these Vikings. Although I imagine the bot's got good anti or turret dodging behavior programs. So this Liberator setup is actually going to be killing off the SCVs. Really interesting position to throw up a Liberator. I guess it's just the attacking behavior to couple these units together for ANIbot. The Siege Tank picking off a few units, but ultimately the Banshee of Ketroc not going to be challenged either. The Liberators are going to create quite a problem for Ketroc, who has yet to start up any Vikings. There we go. There's the first Viking starting a little bit late. So this Banshee is just getting up so many kills. The Liberators, too, just picking off SCVs that are in transit. Yeah, really interesting, that behavior. We see this Banshee flying around. We see ANIbot says clear the mining site, boys. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Liberator is getting set up on this tank, on those SCVs though. So a tank of Ketroc going to be getting killed off. The Banshee is trying to play with that turret, but it's not doing too well. I wonder if that's because Ketroc, no, he doesn't actually have high-tech auto-tracking yet. So. Crazy play. All the while, Ketroc's bots flying around. Both players have lost a lot of SCVs, but Ketroc has lost about 40 more. So his economy has taken blows. The Vikings for ANIbot are now flying in with complete air control. And so this actually makes me wonder, did ANIbot program some of this behavior to be anti-Ketroc? I honestly do not know. These Vikings are going to be picking off the Banshees. That's nice. The turrets are getting some good shots off, though. So looks like ANIbot will lose most of his Vikings. His Raven's even coming in, though, too, which is kind of comical. He uses an anti-armor missile on 3 Marines. That's very amusing. The Vikings for ANIbot are trying to hunt down Ketroc's Vikings while avoiding the anti-air. Banshee's still flying around for Ketroc, getting some damage done. I think high-sec auto-tracking in bot versus bot wars is honestly just an amazing idea when there's this Banshees that are this good at flying around and such. We see, yeah, Ketroc still being pressured down and supply down in workers. Both players still have up a 4th base, though. So no real damage has really been done yet. Alright, there's that high-sec auto-tracking starting for Ketroc bot. Helps out the PFs, helps out the turrets, which I think is a very, very wise decision. ANIbot, interestingly enough, has actually been going for orbitals at its bases, whereas Ketroc has been strictly planetaries. Then we take a look right now. Supply is still in the lead for ANIbot, still just making more and more units. Both players getting air upgrades, and these bots are actually playing very similar. ANIbot says clear the mining site, boys. I wonder if that's just meaning getting a new expansion. I think it is. So it's cool that these bots have these behaviors programmed. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would be so kind, before the end of this video, go ahead and type "clear the mining site" in the description or in the comments below, as the YouTube algorithm, yet another bot that has to be battled. Now let's take a look here. We see multiple Banshees being made for ANIbot. A lot of Vikings are out. Ketroc's army really just isn't looking as impressive. Ketroc's bot, however, has been making SCVs non-stop, getting up to a very, very high count. Banshee's flying in along with the Raven for ANIbot. Gonna fly in. Oh my gosh, the Raven just flies in, disables that siege tank. That's some interesting behavior from ANIbot. These odd units rallying across the map really does make you wonder. And it also makes you wonder if we should ever really see any air units of these bots be hit by a turret. Like, in theory, they could just be controlled endlessly, so that they're programmed to stay away from any turret damage. Let's see, these Vikings are flying in, just gonna annihilate that Banshee. These Banshees are rallying in. Could do with cloaking, but there's actually no cloak, interestingly enough, for ANIbot yet. Extra bases going up for ANIbot. This is the time which the bot's just gonna expand all over the place. Actually getting in on Ketroc's side of the map, which is kind of cool. The Vikings are now out on the map. Gonna be looking for a scrap. Ketroc does have a good amount of his own Vikings, so we'll see how a fight happens. The Vikings kind of just forming a Viking worm. Yeah, the turrets are really getting some shots off, though, and oh, that did not work out well for ANIbot. You can be flying over turrets, but that's understandably a tricky situation, which you'd have to... How do you program a bot to wisely decide whether to fly over turrets or not? Otherwise, it just will never fly over turrets, and then you'll be in trouble. So we see an attack from ANIbot. These siege tanks doing what they can, picking off units in transit. This Liberator is derping out to the max. The tanks are actually shutting down some mining. There is indeed advanced ballistics as well for these Liberators, so they can siege up, potentially get some good work done. Ketroc bot has got out a lot of Vikings, but no Banshees in position to defend this. But now we do see 4 Banshees popping out for Ketroc bot. Should be able to clean up these siege tanks, get the game going back to normal as far as just the turtling goes. All the while, ANIbot, though, I must say, I do love how this bot is just expanding all over the place. Like, literally all over the place. Like, this is definitely Ketroc's base. But ANIbot was like, hell with it, I'll build a command center there. And, yeah. Now, let's take a look here. These siege tanks still not cleaned up by Ketroc's bot. The Raven does toss down an auto turret, which will shut this down. The tanks are actually going to re-siege in front of that turret. That's a bit of a derp, but I guess seeing the SCVs. Banshee still harassing this base location. ANIbot does have a turret, which is going to shoot this command center. Ketroc is getting up this planetary fortress. So this game is just wacky. I imagine these bots are really surging in APM now, and yes, they are. About 5,000-6,000 APM per bot. Vikings are just constantly skirmishing each other. ANIbot has lost a lot more resources than Ketroc bot, but then also has got up more bases. Including attempting to secure up Ketroc's base once more. Although I think that this one will be cancelled. If ANIbot takes the left or the right side, that would be good. Although Ketroc really does need to be able to take up more of these bases. But I think Ketroc's bot does expand slower because it is just all about that cost efficiency, it seems. Both players are getting up their 3-3. A lot of Vikings on the way for ANIbot. Ketroc's Banshees actually kill off that turret, interestingly enough. ANIbot could really do with building armor and high-sec auto-tracking. I think it's just an absolute must as far as bot versus bot games go. If those are being used, we see random 6 Marines shooting at this command center. The Banshees will clean them up, though. Banshees randomly flying around still all over the map. This is actually nuts. It's battlecruiser time, says ANIbot. Gonna be getting out 2 battlecruisers to start with. A very strong economy, so these can all be taken. Mules dropping at this base. Yeah, more turrets and building armor and stuff would be cool to see for ANIbot. Ketroc has secured up this base, although there is a tank and a Liberator going to be harassing it. The Liberator behavior is really interesting of ANIbot, but does seem to be pretty good, as these SCVs will be picked off. Raven does come in. Auto turret going to kill off that Liberator. Another auto turret goes down, going to kill off that siege tank. All the while, there's just random Ravens and Vikings and Banshees flying across the map. Ketroc's got a good amount of supply, but most of it's staying back at its kind of home base. This is what Ketroc, Banshees, and Vikings do. They always stay back at home, get repaired up. Yeah, we take a look here. There is a Banshee still flying around harassing for Ketroc. That's why I'd like to see the high-sec auto-tracking. Looks like ANIbot is trying to get this base up to the top left. The Banshee does not shut that down. Yeah, a bit of a crazy match here today, guys. I know it's a very turtly one, but it's still interesting to see the bot versus bot arms race of just a mass Viking Banshee. I think that it's going to be looking pretty good for ANIbot, though, as I don't know if Ketroc's got an answer to 5x battlecruisers being produced at a time. There's also a higher Viking count for ANIbot, so I am rather worried. I'm curious to see the Yamato cannon behavior of ANIbot, as that was researched. So it's going to be some good old battle cruisers. Tossing down Yamato cannon, going to hit that turret. SCVs are repairing that turret, so that's cool behavior from Ketroc. Getting off top of that, but it will fall. Viking now going to eat a Yamato cannon. They are going to kite against the battle cruisers, which is good to see. The Vikings for ANIbot should be coming out to help out here. Where are all of ANIbot's Vikings? Looks like they're all over the place. This location's still being harassed. Ketroc still constantly harassing with his Banshees, forces that orbital to lift off. The top left has been secured though, but yeah, ANIbot having the upgrades for the turrets, or building multiple turrets, would really help against this style of Ketroc. Let's take a look here. Both players are approaching maxed out. This was kind of inevitable because that is one thing. Bots are not the best at killing each other because it's hard to program a killer's instinct, I guess, which says something about humanity. Make of that what you will. The battle cruisers harassing now. Of course, they're easy pickings if the Vikings do get on top of them, but they still seem to be putting some work in, harassing Ketroc. Banshees come in, they just execute that turret. One turret, yeah, not enough. Vikings are being produced en masse by Ketroc. A lot more starports. How many starports do these bots have? 8 and 7. Ketroc says, no, I need 12. Or 11 or 12. Battlecruiser still harassing. Raven, interference matrix. ANIbot says random tactical jump time. Where to? Oh my gosh, the main base of Ketroc. ANIbot with the total YOLO. Jumps in, starts Yamato cannoning down the turrets. Ketroc's base is all of a sudden just all over the place as the command centers are just flying everywhere. The Vikings of Ketroc can't retreat because they're already in a corner, so the battlecruisers are doing okay there. It does look like that Ketroc is actually going to out-micro these BCs to death, but look at his main base. His orbitals are just flying all over the place as the Vikings have now come in and are shooting away at them. Oh my gosh, what a redonkulous situation. Yeah, this was something. Ketroc bot still mining, ANIbot still mining quite a bit, so I don't even know if this is going to be the end of the game, but that was awesome. That's the highlight of this game here. ANIbot, YOLO bot, just totally jumping in with the battle cruisers into the main base of Ketroc. That was awesome. Just Tactical jump time, and away it went. Ketbot is making 11 SCVs at a time, saying I need SCVs because I only have 80. ANIbot's making more battle cruisers. I can only pray that more are just gonna yeet themselves into Ketroc's base, but Ketroc really did get thrown into a state of disarray, not really making too much. Making a lot of SCVs, wanting to get that economy going, but constantly losing SCVs, and it seems that the bot is prioritizing spending money on SCVs when in reality the bot needs money to make Vikings. So this could actually be like a bit of an issue for Ketroc's bot. If it's losing so many SCVs, it will never stop. It will never stop producing SCVs. So it will never make units that will stop it from losing SCVs. So I honestly think that Ketroc bot is kind of caught in a negative feedback loop right now, and that ANIbot is actually going to take the game by killing off enough of Ketroc's bot SCVs. That's actually a very, very interesting thing to do with Ketroc bot. I imagine Ketroc's probably looked at this replay and said, maybe that behavior needs to change. Like, I guess you could always program something in, like, or maybe program in like a ratio, so that if your bot loses like 20 SCVs, it will prioritize making a few units, or say, yeah, basically, yeah, like, that the bot has to at least have some ratio of SCVs to producing units, so like your bot can't make 5 SCVs without spending 100 minerals or 100 resources on a unit or something like that. Because yeah, Ketroc's bot totally caught in a negative feedback loop, and that is going to be ANIbot with another teleport, taking out Ketroc's bot just like that. Really, really awesome to see this game, and yeah, cool to see these bots just playing the late game so well. Big fan of Ketroc bot, big fan of ANIbot. I definitely will try and cast these two in the future, but you guys can see while casting these two bots, I was a bit worried, because you know how turtley they are and how it's just like non-stop, like snooze fest, but there was quite a lot of attacking and harassing, which was cool to see. Yeah, Ketroc's bot will have to GG out at some point though. Well played by ANIbot. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and join the Bell Gang. Leave a comment down below, join the Discord, and if you do want to support the channel, encourage me to cast more of these replays and such, consider becoming a member. It does go a long way to me having the time and stuff casting these games. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. I don't know where those battle cruisers are teleporting, but they found Ketroc's last, yeah, so I think that's it. 0 supply. He's dropping mules though, because he's still got orbitals. Yeah, Ketroc bot. Rip in pepperoni. Still trying to drop mules and stuff. Very, very interesting behavior, but yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much. This has been LaughNgamez.